Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well. Today we're taking a look at a true classic in the airgun world, the Crosman 1377, a sub 500 feet per second one meant specifically for the Canadian market. First introduced in the late 1970s, the 1377 is also known as the American Classic, and for good reason. This 177 caliber multi-pump pneumatic pistol has been a favorite among airgun enthusiasts, plinkers, and modders for decades. What's made the 1377 so popular? Well, it's affordable, reliable, and extremely customizable. I'm excited to show you why this timeless pistol remains such a beloved piece of kit, and how you can upgrade it to suit your shooting style. The Crosman 1377 features polymer grips, forearm, and breech. This helps keep it lightweight and makes it much cheaper to manufacture. However, the internal components like the valve are all metal, ensuring good durability where it really counts. One of the best things about this pistol is its variable power. You can pump it anywhere from 3 to 10 times to vary the velocity. That means you can use lower pump counts for close range plinking, or higher pumps for more power and accuracy at longer distances. I'll be honest with you guys, either I'm getting weaker or these guns are getting harder to pump. Anything after the 7th pump required a little bit of effort for sure, which isn't exactly the case for my 1322. Maybe once this gun is broken in a little bit, it'll get easier. These stock sights are a notch rear sight that's adjustable for windage and elevation, and a blade front sight. Not the fanciest, but perfectly serviceable for basic target practice and plinking, as we'll see in my first set of groups in this video. Many people find the stock sights lacking. If that's the case for you, there are fortunately many ways to fix that with different upgrades and adapters. The trigger is fairly heavy out of the box. It's definitely workable, but it still gave me trouble staying steady through my shot cycle. The pistol grip is actually comfortable. That said, just like the stock sights, many people upgrade the trigger and grips as well. The safety is a simple push-through type that is easy to access and works well. The 1377 weighs just under 2 pounds and is about 13.6 inches long. Overall, it's a nice, light, compact gun for extended plinking sessions or stuffing in a backpack for a hike. That said, it isn't making nearly enough power for humane pest control or small game hunting, in my opinion. This Canadian version of the 1377 can send pellets downrange at up to 495 feet per second, but I imagine that most pellets will shoot closer to 450 feet per second. Now, for a bit of bad news about this particular gun. It came out of the box with the breech screw barely threaded in. As a result, the breech and the barrel are lifted up slightly where they join. I doubt that all the 1377s coming out of the factory have this issue, but it's definitely an odd bit of quality control oversight. I'm actually going to shoot my first set of groups with the gun exactly like this for two reasons. One, I'm a curious guy. And two, some new shooters might not notice this and might not know how simple of a fix it is. Alright, let's see how the Crosman 1377 performs in stock form. I've got a target set up at 10 meters, and I'll be pumping it 10 times for each shot to get the maximum velocity. All my groups will be 5 shots, and I'd like to add that none of these groups are going to be definitive of how well the 1377 shoots. I'm shooting off of a backpack just to try something different, and it's by no means a perfect shooting platform. Okay, let's see what kind of accuracy we can get with these open sights. For my first group, I'll be shooting my favorite 177 cal pellet, the 9.57 grain Barracuda FT from H&N, and it's a pretty solid group. I bet I could tighten it up even more if I tried. The second group is with H&N's 7.87 grain final match light pellets, and besides one flyer that was probably my fault, I think it's pretty fantastic. For our third group, I'm shooting 8.44 grain Barracuda 8, and it's not bad, a little more spaced out than the other two groups, but I think a better shooting position could tighten it up. Personally, I'm happy with these groups. They're more than tight enough for backyard plinking and target shooting, and realistically, the groups are pretty great considering that this is a $100 pistol with open sights and a quality control issue. Okay, so one of the biggest draws of the Crosman 1377 is the huge modding community. You can find everything from simple drop-in parts like steel breeches and fancier furniture, to internal mods and power adjusters. The platform's modularity allows you to really make it your own, and the possibilities are virtually endless. For this video, I'm going to quickly show you a couple of basic upgrades that are popular and that can really improve the functionality and feel of the 1377. This won't be a full tutorial, just a quick overview. First, let's replace the plastic breech with a sturdier steel one. Not only does this give you a more durable platform, but it also allows you to mount a scope or red dot sight on top, since the plastic breech doesn't have a dovetail rail and this one does. Installation is straightforward, just a few screws. Make sure you follow the instructions carefully to avoid misalignment. To make it easier to line up the transfer port, barrel, and main tube, you can remove the front sight. But I'm too lazy to do the extra work right now, so bear with me as I muck about. Next, I'm adding Crosman's own shoulder stock that replaces these standard pistol grips. It's a very simple swap. This will help me stabilize the gun for more accurate shots, turning the pistol into a small carbine. However, be mindful that under Canadian law it remains a pistol, so take that into consideration when thinking about power mods. You don't want to go over 500 feet per second. With this steel breech installed, I can mount a scope on top, and there you go, an awesome, lightweight, and very compact carbine. Now, let's put these mods to the test. I'm going to push the gun out to 20 meters this time, which would have been almost impossible for me with the iron sights. Again, I'll be pumping it 10 times for each shot to get the maximum velocity. All my groups will be 5 shots, and for consistency's sake, I'll be shooting off that stupid backpack again. I called the backpack stupid, but in reality it's me who's stupid with my rifle rest sitting 10 feet away from me and choosing not to use it. For my first group with the modded gun, I'll be shooting the 9.57 grain Barracuda FT. And damn, besides the second shot that I pulled, it's a fantastic group. I did notice that I forgot to staple the targets down properly, so I fixed that before moving on to the next group. The second group is with H&N's 7.89 grain Final Match light pellets. And it's still pretty good, a little more spread out than the original Final Match group, which is to be expected at twice the distance, but it's still plenty useful for plinking, and would likely tighten up if I shot it off of a proper rest. For our third group, shooting 8.44 grain Barracuda 8, the same can be said as for the last group. Spread out a little more from the original Barracuda 8 group, but not horrible by any means. All in all, I think this gun is shooting pretty well. With some more pellet testing and maybe a little tune, I have no question that I could get it to shoot ragged single-hole groups at 20 meters. So you can see how it's easy to love the 1377. With just a couple simple mods, you can turn a good budget pistol into a capable carbine. And that's just the beginning. If you're on a budget, just getting into airguns, or have a love for airgun classics and tuning, the 1377 is a must-have for your collection. What are your thoughts on the 1377 platform? Let me know down in the comments. And I appreciate anyone who watched this video to the end. I know my videos have been few and far between lately. Hopefully I'll be back to full speed soon enough. And hopefully you enjoyed this Crosman 1377 video. Feel free to like the video or subscribe to the channel if that's the sort of thing you're into. Thanks for watching and have a great day.